I'd like to see, I can offer you a third off because I don't have to do all this admin stuff, and I'd like to solicit somebody, bids. Give us bids. It's like there's 1,000 homes here. It's like you got it, it's automatic. Give us some bids and we'll see what happens. I'd really like to see people rebuild sustainably, and I know that when insurance comes, they kind of say, what would it be like to rebuild your house? And the objective is to get people to be thinking, my house, but upgraded. Upgraded to sustainability, so that Lake County is sustainable. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Here. I thought my old age would be on the cul-de-sac, little homes, and other little old ladies in the community garden, and I guess this is how it's going to happen. So I'm looking to buy big, 20 plus acres at least. I'd love to land in Middletown. I have good insurance, and I'm down. And I'm a healer, and I've secured a home over there in Glen Haven for a year, so I need a place to be a processing around. I'm going to feel like I'm going to be able to offer services. But I don't know.
My name is Mark Anderson, and I have not been affected by the fire. I'm actually, I had Calm Sheet. We had a fire there in 2008. It was the lightning complex fire. But as a volunteer fireman, I was very fortunate. My fire department was able to stop the fire a mile behind my house. I was blessed that I didn't lose my structure. In that time, I basically, in the heat of the moment, basically I decided to use a structure that is cement encapsulated. And so I'm here just to offer help and direction and education towards people that would like to rebuild sustainably. And I have different business models and different programs, different things that my engineering team or myself are assembling and helping basically bring pre-designed houses, so that way, whether you're looking for a eco-village or be on a property with single-family residence, whether you're looking to have a single-family structure where you can live in temporarily and then rebuild any permissible property has two structures on it, or I'm designing also another structure where it's going to be the initial kitchen, living quarters, and that kind of thing.
With all these different organizations across the American West, and maybe eventually the United States, there are a lot of people who I've learned from over the last 2 to 3 weeks who are experts in fighting fire detection, and we believe that we can develop methods that will partner with groups in place, like Mr. Aaron, Ray Cross here, and hundreds of others, to make a much more effective response so that things like this never happen again.
My name is Rich Aarons. I'm from Chicago, so I'm a flatlander. I prefer to be here. My wife is an urban person. My heart is you're in your community. And in the first case, we're humble and a sustainable, controllable plan for what they call their own window of recovery to support that and link with all of the other partner agencies in the community. And so we try to bring funds and resources and technology to help people move from this point forward. And if there's any pre-planning in the future, you're encouraged, from your representatives and organizations such as this, to link and brainstorm so that they're prepared for the next crisis and ease their way through that recovery process. But it's doable and it's in motion as we speak. You've started a massive inertia that seems to be moving forward and gaining speed. And so thank you for that opportunity.
Mental health disaster specialist. He is. Red Cross.
All fires. I live out in the wasteland of Jerusalem, won't be able to sell it or build it. Let them pay the 60,000, otherwise you will pay it. That's about what it costs to clean up one small urban lot. So do register with FEMA. You're not going to be putting a FEMA camper or a FEMA trailer. They do have amazing resources. You may have to kick and fight to get exactly what you need, but go and try it. Thank you.
I'm Diane Aquiana Tully. I live at the base of Anderson Springs Road, and I had a house fire 8 years ago, which took about 3/4 of my house and 2 trees. 14 kitties survived that fire and all came back. 4 of those are now out on my land, and I'm looking for them. The 5th is a fiery little outdoor kitty who knows the lay of the land and was seen last night. My other 3 cats just came home to me the other day. Out of that fire, 8 years ago, I lived a lot a hard way, and the address down very clearly. I will send you that document by the weekend if you can pass it along. Right now, it's the only way I have to share it, but I'm working on creating a website. So please, what I want to see is that we become a model for the country of green, sustainable, doable, affordable, livable, rural life. That other people will come to us to learn that, and that they will want that, and that we will create that with them, and we will all grow from it. And exactly what Lisa was saying, all that, it's all there, and it's all doable, and we can do it.
Ha-ho.
Help you a lot, like United Policyholders and California State License Board. You need to educate yourself to prevent making a lot of mistakes with contractors that people are going to be starting to make right now. And it's also a lot of good information on trapping cats, because that's my thing. But it's a good resource for staying out of trouble and getting your job done the best, fastest, cheapest, most reliable job you can, and not getting fleeced in the process.
Ha-ho.
Better than that.
In my own home, just some more understanding about it. Because that's what I'm after right now, and then hopefully from that I get my spark back to help people. My name is Alicia Farnsworth. I have been
Hold on 1 sec.
sort of evacuated for time with a number of people. So I really hope that we can do something good here. And I don't have any answers.
Ha-ho.
So I'm Fairlight, and she hit on something. It's about sustainability. It's about in so many levels. I don't think Lake County is a sustainable place to live right now. It's very, very hard to make money here. And why does it have to be that way? Does it have to be that way? I don't think it does. If we want to play the same game, yeah, it has to be that way, because that's the way that game is. That's how that game is played. But there are other games that can be played. And what are they? So can we look to some of these examples? Because, we're not talking about something that's never been done. It's been done other places. When I came to California in end of 2013, I came from Minnesota. I landed in Humboldt at Bartlett Institute, and they had a vision board, and on the vision board was this idea. And the idea sold me. I was so excited. They didn't move on it, so whatever. But the idea still lives. And the idea was they were going to take their 200 and some acres of land and put $60,000 into a permaculture plan based on their land and what would grow best there, and blah, blah, blah. And so the whole thing revolved around, here's the food, we have the food. So they had a commercial kitchen and a lodge, they had office buildings, they had classrooms, because it used to be world renowned as the massage school that people went to from around the world back in the heyday. So that all this structure and infrastructure. Oh,
Yes,
and
yes, yes, yes.
My ex-husband owns a website development company that makes websites for economic development regions. And so they build websites that cover a region, and then there's child sites underneath them. And his company is talking about, and probably will, donate one of those for us, not for the county. Woo! Sorry. I mean, for us, so that we can have better communication, so that there can be a calendar, and so I don't schedule things when there's a math meeting and things happening at Beaver Creek, dancing going on over there. So, that kind of will get better. That's all I'm saying.
Hi, I'm Brenda. I'm another Jerusalem Valley girl, evacuated 4 times.
Oh my God.
Still standing. I thought there. But feeling a lot of like survivor's guilt or something. I can't believe, like, there's huge fires that just came straight up to our neighborhood, all through the earth to build dwellings that do not burn. And yeah, so I'm excited to do some of that work in this community. I had a very
Cob building.
cob builder at my house for a couple days last week, where he was pitching an earthen village. His name's Miguel Elliott. Some of you may know him. And so he designed a whole village called Middle Earth Town. And we talked to the planners at the Friday night meeting actually and figured out a way to make it go, or to be able to get it permitted to actually build. And so we need to find some land that is zoned as transient housing land. So like a camper in New York City. It's an award-winning design. I'll pass it around. It's the whole plan. Like, it's coded to New York code, but it wouldn't probably take much. Maybe we could talk about it. Made of 74 pallets and goes up in 4 days with about 16 people. So really fast. I'm building it, the interior out, and all that. It's, more time, but, and then I would advocate that you mud the outside a couple inches more than the anything. But, yeah. But this is a little trickier, so we have to get it to be available to the community. And, so that's what I'm going to do. Just one last thing. I'm pitching right now to the permaculture convergence, which is coming at Upland at the Solar Institute. And we're hoping to get a Middletown booth where we can sign up volunteers to put pallet houses up and build the earthen village. And also take some donations. Maybe we can find I don't know, some kind of wants to help handle that. Because I haven't, I don't want to do it all. But I do want to do the, get my community. So
Building
if anybody
resilient
wants information on permaculture convergence, it's a 3-day event. We're hoping to have a little Middletown camp if you can get time off or whatever. Come, let's collaborate for 3 days. Let's talk to these experts in building resilient communities.
Yeah.
It's like the 9th, 10th, and 11th, I believe, next weekend. Yeah.
Next weekend.
It's next weekend, yeah. It's coming in really fast. Upland at the Solar Institute. Yeah.
Houses were destroyed in the fire. So we've just been talking, and the idea that I had really jives with what everyone's been saying, which is I wanted to write and get a grant to build like low-income and medium-income tiny homes that are sustainable. And of course we would need land, it needs to be permitted and all of that, but I think it really jives with this because that's what all the kids at school need is houses, and that's what our teachers need, and that's what our community needs. So, I don't know, and I'd be willing to help and dig the ditches and whatever needs to be done, so that's all I have to say. I have a friend who used to do that for a living. My husband and I are both writers.
And I have my home, they live out in Middletown.
And luckily, my place that I live at, it got up really quick. They saved them all. And my poor horses have been evacuated twice, and this last one, they shouldn't even be alive. Like, the barn that they had been evacuated out from the Rocky Fire was at this woman's place in the ranchos, and her place completely burned down. The barn burned down, and learning as much as I can. So I should just be here and support and do whatever I can, just find whatever I can offer. And thought I'd come tonight because I get ideas, by hearing what the needs are. And I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? I have 120 acres. What can I do? What can I do? And I already decided next year I'm growing 10 times as much food. Because, people were stuck here without food this year. And I got to a couple of people with bags of groceries from the garden, but I was like, that's it. This is Aurora. Awesome.
Yay. Hi, my name is Surya Kramer, and I lived about 4 blocks from here, and my home had many names. I called it Feather Moon Sanctuary, Civic Center for the Empowered Heart, Culture for Care, a safe house. And while I was there for 5 years, I held many people on a very deep level. And it burned. And this is my person who owns that property. And it's a shared reality that we're all sharing this experience together. And there is this huge opportunity that is so deep in my soul. And when I met Fairlight, and it was like this solid yes. And we spoke for like 10 minutes after Heather Christensen's dance, which is a piece. She's having a dance tonight. The unconditional dance has been moved from Harbin to her studio as we rebuild. So acknowledging that the dance of rebuilding is phenomenal right now. And here's the hookup between the two of us. I was the student counselor at Heartwood Institute for 2 years, and I did community building to create organizational structure that brought tribes together, that allowed them to follow their vision, work together, create systems of agreement around collaboration that allowed for true social system to work its way through over time. I said community building is a living, breathing process. It needs round tables. It needs empowered ritual. It needs dance, and it needs building parties. And for me, the great journey after leaving Heartwood Institute was finding a place to do my work. And I anchored it down to, all right, I will hold this one home to support this vision that wants to come out. Now, for me, before I found this home, I was a part of building this. This is called Open Collaboration Encyclopedia. In here are hundreds of models to support relational co-creation of projects. And there's one quote I want to read you. And it says here, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we gotta listen to the little ones. Yes, we do. That's part, and our four-leggeds. How do we heal the Arabian heart of that wildfire that has exploded in our soul? How do we do this? Where do we go from here? Open collaboration is the way to move society forward. Quote, I have to say, it's by me, founder of Culture for Care. So this book and these ideas, how do we collaborate and how do we socially move? And I'm excited to be here in the burn of my temple space.
My name's Luna Barron, and this is Chiquita. And I think I moved up here about 12 years ago and bought a home in town. I haven't lived in that house for the last 6 years. I've been renting it. But, I also bought a place in Anderson Springs, and both of them burned down. So my cabin in the Springs and the house in town. It was a huge part of my...
The earthly things have been long.
They're no longer in my possession, no need to be attached to them, and for me, I don't know, a couple days before I was looking around and deciding how I was going to simplify and how I was going to, choose what was going to be moving with me or whatever, and it just really oversimplified it. Like, I have my car, and I got some clothes, some hygiene, just like what was important, yeah, that was important. People were watching. And I'd like to see, besides what's all been said, because I think we all have some real main goals, I also would like people to come in with bids. I'd like people to have options. Do you want a cod house? Do you want a powerhouse? Do you want a hobbit house? Do you want, because all of these are like fire prevention, right? I want people to come in with the bids and all of that. Fire prevention, sustainable living, yes, absolutely. I want to see this whole, but this is not blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, let's go and look at the places that have been standing for 2,000 to 5,000 years. Is that insurable? From the original people. Like, I'd like Mayor Nicole Amadores coming in, anyone who's wishing to kind of be a part of spearheading, organization, that sort of thing, laying down foundation. What we're doing is we're going to come together and learn how to be leaders. Learn how to communicate exactly what you were talking about, and in real time, and how to put that incorporated with the world that's going on out there that we're bridging right now. How to be able to stand up in that when the insurance company says, oh, well, we can't pay for that because it's blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, we can. Training is based on giving us the skills to be leaders while all this, before this visioning starts. So we can sit down and have good communication skills, so we know how to delegate, so we know who has the organizational skills, so we know it's like the foundation work before all of the visioning starts spinning.
How long is this meeting?
It's from 12 to, well, it starts at, everybody's gathered, she's coming in at 12. I'm telling everybody 11 because we're from this
11.
area. Yes. And it's a good idea for us maybe to get a little organized before she gets here.
11.
So 11 to 6.
11 to 6.
October 11.
Yeah, it's called Leadership Meeting with Nicola Amadora, and you can find me or Helen. If you can't find it, because sometimes you can't find, it's hard to find things, and you have to say, show me where. And I'll repost it on my page.
Yeah.
My wife and I just moved here in July, and but we've been coming here for about 20 years, thanks to Harvard. And a while ago, we started looking around. This is where we thought would be a good place to kind of settle in. And one of the things really impressed me was this was the cleanest air in California, maybe one of the top clean airs in the country. I said, oh, that's great. And the way people have been, like I really admired what they were trying to accomplish at Avalon Springs. And I think I keep on feeling we're ready for kind of the next step into what has become a big thing is sustainability, which kind of encompasses green, health, and a lot of the positive things that are going on that I think people are trying to improve their lives through. And one of the things we do video production, did film before that, and one of the last things we worked on was to make our sustainability program for a large hospital network. We're trying to teach people how to be recycled, how to be healthier, how to just think in a greener way. A lot of times I know that our grandchildren are going to have to pay for, and I think it's time that gets turned around. The fact that what's happened here does give us attention, so I think anything that comes out of here along those lines has a little bit of a call